Hey, what's going on, guys? This is day 3 or something like that. I've been working on this. Got transmission out. Last video, I think I said something about what went wrong. So yeah, busted gear on 3rd gear. Different shaft this time. Last time it was on this shaft. Now it's on this shaft. So I don't know. Maybe the case is bent. I know that when I pulled it out, the cup that holds the bearings just fell out. So that's probably not a good sign. It means that cup is in there pretty loose. If it's loose, it'll they'll let that shaft move apart a little bit. So. Or maybe this gear was damaged when this one broke the first time. I don't know. It's not a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal, but it's not a big deal in the big scheme of things. So this is the transmission that's going in. This one has a M Factory LSD. It has, you can barely see there in the lip. There's a bit of a lip. It has the 5th gear bearing plate. So it's a stainless steel plate designed to hold the bearing cups. That way it keeps the shafts from separating. It doesn't flex nearly as much as the aluminum does. So that should help keep from stripping 3rd gear, hopefully. This transmission also has some reinforcements welded into the bell housing in some strategic spots. That's also supposed to help keep the case from flexing. So this is also a 28 spline bell housing, or 28 spline case. So there's some minor differences. There's some webbing, this ring here and everything. It's basically a revised version. Was used on the Kia Sophias, and I think some of the later Proteges, where the Mazda engineers went in and saw the error of their ways and tried to correct it somewhat. So overall, stronger transmission. Should be, hopefully. Like I said, M Factory LSD. So a couple of parts I gotta switch over on this. I gotta get these studs out. This transmission was originally in I don't know what it was in. I had to swap the bell housings off of it. I actually have a video of that I never uploaded, but it was originally in a car that was for MRZ. Yeah, I should really clean this thing up while it's out. It's pretty dirty. I mean, I just really don't care that much. I kinda do, kinda don't. But anyways, it was in a car with a MRZ engine, I believe. Either that or a KL, I don't know. So, and the mounts are different. I gotta pull these studs out so that I can get this mounted on the way it's supposed to be. So grab some nuts and pull those off. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Just need to get that mount on, and then I can try and wrestle it into the car. In order to get these off, just gonna try and whack two nuts on here. Should be able to. experienced. Guys, so ended up attaching the transmission to my engine hoist and lifting the trans up. I got it up part of the way, then I had to use my jack to lift the back of the transmission up to get the input shaft, or output shaft, I guess would be input shaft, lined up with the flywheel and everything. I think I got it mostly there. I got 3 bolts in, so I should be able just to shimmy it in. What a lot of people do at this point is once they get it this far, they'll just start tightening bolts, and that's a really bad idea because you can break the clutch disc or bend it, do bad things to it. So you want to just use those bolts loosely kind of in there as pins, as guide pins, and then you should be able to get her the rest of the way in there by hand. There we go. Ooh, that's beautiful. Alright. Been fighting with this for like 2 hours now. I probably should have just like called someone up and had them come over and lend me a hand. It would have been the easy thing to do. But I'm pretty stubborn. And the reason why this one was a pain... fuck. So I could do the other transmission by myself just by using the jack. I could balance the transmission on the jack pretty easily. With this one, the M Factory diff is just a lot heavier, and it screws up the balance. I can't get it to stay on the jack and hold it with one hand. And it's probably just also has to do with the fact that I'm just not really doing my best right now. Not really feeling not really feeling my best. Not really feeling my best right now. So fatiguing really easily. But this worked out. It's a little convoluted, but you know, kind of worked out. So I think at this point I can go ahead and zip those bolts up. Should pull the trans in the rest of the way. I'm pretty sure it slid in there. And the only thing that's keeping it from butting the rest of the way up are those dowel pins. So when I tighten this up, I'm going to do 1 bolt on this side and 1 bolt on this side, and try and pull her in nice and even. I don't want it to come in sideways. So, and I'll get the jack and all this stuff out of the way. So, got the car back together, got the car started, ran for a few seconds, made a really loud squealing sound, and then I turned the car off, went to restart the car, and it turned over really hard, like the battery was dead. I pulled the spark plugs and put a wrench on the end of the crank, tried to turn it by hand. Really hard to turn, almost impossible to turn. Then you hear a loud scratching sound coming from the transmission side. So I put a bore scope in the clutch fork hole, and there's scratches on the pressure plate. So there's some weird interference issue going on. Guess I'll figure that out tomorrow when I pull this transmission back out again. Yeah. Good times. Good times. Never get a project car. Just don't ever do it. It's a bad idea. I mean, so, yep. Mother